Hey friends, my name is Fernie, aka Friend the Human,
And I'm Slappa.
and this is Vibes and Delights. Y'all, so I have been finding a bunch of stories of people just being ornery to children.
Ornery.
Ornery, I don't know, but no, for real, I've been just seeing a lot of people, a lot of stories dealing with hurting children, a lot of them, and or just crazy stories about kids in general. Like, for example, I saw on TikTok just yesterday, okay, there was a man and he was telling us the story of how he came to have all of his siblings living with him. like the parents apparently just left 3 years ago, left him with all of his siblings because he inherited the grandmother's house or something like that, and then just went off. They got divorced. Dad married his mistress. Mom got married. Dad's new mistress is like pregnant, wife, whatever, fiance, whatever, pregnant. And all of a sudden,
Pregnant.
on right, so it's been 3 years, and then all of a sudden they're talking about wanting their children back. And he was like, where have y'all been? You know what I'm saying? And then so it all comes to a head at this one of the younger kids, because he's taking care of his siblings. One of the younger kids' is birthdays, and they wanted the parents to be there, so he didn't object. So the OP didn't object either, but he should have, because when they got there, they were like, why are they disrespecting us and like just being like ridiculous? And then the OP just snapped and was like, y'all have not been here. Like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, y'all are the worst parents. Y'all are all narcissistic and y'all are too old to be acting like this. And then all the women started crying. And then everybody was like, get the fuck out of here. OP was like, get the fuck out of my house. And then they all left. And then his toxic family members are saying that he shouldn't have made the pregnant woman cry, and that he's wrong for not giving the kids back. And he's just like, should I give my siblings up? Should I? They're happy here. They get to choose in my state. So should I fight or should I let them go to their parents? And everybody's like, keep the kids. This is only the beginning. The kids will be unstable as fuck if they go with them, because what are they going to do? They're going to have to deal with their narcissistic parents who are trying to fight over custody. And then not only that, the parents are now saying that the OP isn't raising the kids right, because the kids are their own people and not slaves to them and their antics. You know what I mean? It's just, why are y'all fucking with kids? You know these kids are going to grow up, right? Right? Do
I
you
don't
know
think they
that?
do.
Do they? I don't think they do.
I think a lot of people just view their kids as like kids
Accessories.
forever. And it's like
Toys that
they're
stay stagnant
that's
forever.
just a kid is just a person who doesn't know anything. They're
Right.
gonna learn.
They're gonna
They're
learn.
gonna remember what the fuck
They're
you did to
gonna
them.
remember.
And they're gonna go, oh, that was super shitty. I don't like my parents now.
Right. I have a few stories today, some of which I've read on the live. If you join me on Mondays and Thursdays, on TikTok on Mondays, Thursdays on YouTube, we've been telling stories habitually, even if we haven't been posting the podcast. We've been at least posting habitually as often as possible. And we read a couple of these stories, one of which is called, Am I the asshole for sending my kids to their dad instead of implementing his decisions myself? Have you heard this story yet?
Maybe.
Maybe. This story is so weird. What do y'all think about this story? And if you're in my Discord channel, join the
Join the
Discord.
Discord.
Show us your pets.
Show me your pet. I gotta see it.
I need it.
I need it every day.
I need it. Show us your pets. Let's see them. But no, no, no. I want to hear your live reaction, okay? I want to hear what you're thinking in the moment. So join the Discord, show us your pets, and give us your live reactions, okay? So, hi, y'all. My husband and I are recently separated and heading for a divorce. We have three children, two together and one that he brought into the marriage, and they are all mostly staying with me. So his own son is like staying with you.
That's dad's for you.
So listen, I like recently, if I can, just pause right here. This is my show. I do what I want. But anyway, like, but no. Like recently, we were talking about this, right? Like I said, what is like the worst? What brings out the worst in people, right? And one of the main things was like the death of a matriarch. So many people were saying death of grandma, death of a matriarch, death of some female person who's in charge, right? And I was thinking to myself that there was a story that I had just recently read where the child got his mom died when he was like 2-ish years old or something like that, but he ended up staying with his grandparents until he was damn near an adult. And that's when his dad came back with his new wife and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like, what is with y'all leaving your children and abandoning your children when you don't have a female to take care of them? What is with y'all abandoning your children? Like this dude, they're divorcing. Why is your son with her? You know what I'm
Like
saying?
that's just your kid. That's not her kid at all.
Right. Let something happen. I bet you'd be fucking pissed too, right? Let something happen to yo son, and I bet you he become yo son real quick, man. Get the fuck out of my face.
Oh, I remember this one.
Our kids and I have all been going to MMA classes once a week for about a year before the separation, and I think it was great. We were having fun, and it was great bonding, great exercise, and especially for me and the girls, a great way to increase our confidence. As part of our separation agreement, Dad insisted that the kids stop MMA because it's too aggressive and he doesn't want them to turn out like me. I agreed to start taking them because there were surely bigger things at stake, and I didn't feel like that should be my hill to die on. I tried to gently explain to the kids that we're not going to do MMA anymore and to pick a different activity. Still, I didn't really know how to explain why without blaming their dad or without claiming something I absolutely don't believe and I can't defend. MMA will make them aggressive. So I send them to Dad whenever they ask. And most, especially our middle child on the spectrum, asks about it a lot. She asks to go every week and usually cries when I say no.
I would just tell them.
I would just fucking tell them.
Tell them
The truth! Like good at Aladdin style, genie style. Tell them the truth. Now, my husband is mad at me that I keep sending the kids to him whenever they ask about going for MMA again or why we stopped instead of just implementing our decision. Am I the asshole here? I'm not bad mouthing him or anything. Just when a kid asks, I tell them to, let's ask daddy. Let's call him right now or something along those lines.
Shit.
I feel like that's weak sauce.
That's a cop out.
It's a cop out.
You should like legit just explain what a divorce is, how you signed papers to agree on things, and one of the things your dad wanted was no more MMA. And so we agreed to it, and that's the deal. And if you're upset about it, talk to your dad about it.
Right. I think she should be honest, but we quickly realized in the live this week or last week that I would not be the greatest person to tell the truth because I would tell them too much information. Like your dad is a narcissist, right. And or like I don't know, but here's how I was like hoping to start out, but then it quickly went awry. The word awry is really hard for me to remember because like I read it before I said it, right? So it's AWRY, and I think it's rye bread for some reason. I just think about rye. So anyway, leave me alone. Anyway, and then I said it wrong on a video once, and so many people called me out on it, and now I'm just like, Aria. All right. Anyway, Arise. Y'all watch Solo Leveling? Arise, motherfucker. Anyway, not the asshole, not at all. You agreed because it wasn't a hill to die on in the big picture, but why should you have to defend an absurdity you don't really support? It's a brilliant way to give him the finger, Let him deal with the situation he caused. I can see why he gets mad, but frankly, if he really believes in this decision, he should have no issues explaining it to your kids. And also, like, what's to stop him from saying some fucked up shit? Like, it sounds like y'all are both trying to be amicable, but is he really trying to be amicable if he's just doing it for a super petty reason? I would just be like, look, honey, your dad told me that MMA is going to make you aggressive, and he doesn't want you to be aggressive like me. Do you think I'm aggressive? No. Are you aggressive? No. So, daddy is coming from a place of anger, and that's why we don't know why we're going, why we're not going. Like after that, I kind of just like, woo.
Could it maybe be he didn't want them doing MMA because he didn't want to take them to the classes?
But why wouldn't she just take them? It seems like she's the one who's taking them all along.
I mean, she's raising his kid.
Uh,
So, I don't know. Like, it's a weird thing, but there's weird stuff in divorce contracts. But I feel like no sports would be like a valid thing because like I don't want to ever have to deal with soccer scheduling or hockey or
True.
anything. Like,
yeah, I'm definitely a lazy
I hated
parent.
being put into those classes as a kid. I hated being shuttled around.
Not having a minute to yourself.
Right, like, bro, I just want to go play. There's a park down the street. I could have just been at the park.
Right. When we used to have competition season in choir, we used to kind of be running all the time because we would have to go to different schools and stuff like that. I remember one time my mom took me to, I want to say it was like, I don't know. I really don't know. But my mom took me to this school because we were having competition, UIL there. I don't know if they have UIL in other states.
Something like it.
There's something in Texas that other states don't have, and I think UIL might be one of them.
Every
but
state has like a
are you
choir
sure?
arts band type organization.
I don't know.
I'm sure they do.
Because I remember bringing it up to somebody once, and they were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, it's not going to be called the same thing.
But it was basically like the schools compete, all the choir classes, the soloists, they get high rating, like ratings are 1 through 5, 1 being the best and 5 being not the greatest. You know what I'm saying? And I remember we were running this place this weekend. On this weekday, we had to be at this school, and on that weekend, we had to go somewhere else. And I remember being dog tired. My dad asked me, "What do you want to do?" You know what I'm saying? And then I said, "Nothing. Can we have like a shrimp boil or something? Can we have like a crawfish boil or crab boil or something like that?" And he was like, "Yeah, we could do that. You've been doing really good." And I was like, "Hell yeah, brother." But yeah, no. I think I would take my children to like choir and stuff, but not sports. I'm sorry, y'all. I just have fun at volleyball, baby. Let me know if you need more money on your card. Because I would give them a card to get an Uber. No. Just text me. Just text me and I'll pay for the Uber. Have fun at volleyball, baby. Or something. Have fun at cheerleading. Oh, gosh. What if our kids become cheerleaders?
I feel like as long as it's like in high school, it's easier. Because they're older, they're more trustworthy, will actually, like, be able to get to know who the hell their friend is, and not just some weird kid who's doing, like, Fortnite emotes.
Oh, my gosh. Trying to make friends as a parent is hard.
Yeah.
I will say that. Trying to make friends, we had one play date in recent time, and it was not a good time. I will have a lot of thoughts before inviting another child over.
He keeps asking, by the way.
And our son keeps getting grounded. So, like...
It's working out.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It really is, because their dad's like a conspiracy theorist and doesn't believe in technology or thinks it's too smart or something. And I'm just like, okay, but you have Facebook, you have like he was talking to us about the different computers he has. Like they're all like 98 Windows, like old school ass computers, hard drives abundant, using three different kinds of browsers and what like computers, websites, whatever, to hide, mask his identity so he can cruise the internet without the government knowing, or like, or so he doesn't get ads or something like that. But then the things that he was showing us were just ads. like
It's
like
like someone who falls for AI bullshit and shows you like, whoa, look what's happening. Can you believe this? Like,
oh my
no, that's
gosh.
AI, sir.
Oh my gosh, that happened at my job the other day, like last month. This guy, I know he's a nice guy, but he just didn't know when to stop talking about guns. And like I know he told me he was on the spectrum, and I was listening, and what he was telling me was very interesting about guns and stuff like that. But then he started talking about world wars and then the kind of guns that they used, and I was just like, we're at work. You're talking a lot about firearms, sir. You are at work.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Like, we work in insurance, we work in auto claims, and you're telling me a lot of information about firearms and the illegal things that you're doing with them.
Yeah, I don't think you should talk about guns in an insurance building
Yeah.
in this day and age.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I was like, okay. But that same dude the next day, like, so he's all high and mighty. I let him talk because I didn't know what else to do. I was just working my tasks, as he was just droning on and on. But the next day he comes in and he's like trying to pick up where we left off, and I'm not having it. I'm like, no, no, no. Oh, look, you know about this video game to my neighbor, like, because he's into games too. I was trying to keep him away from this subject. I'm not going to get fired over you, okay? But then he shows an AI video to us. And I was like, oh, dude, I saw a video really similar to that just the other day. It was AI, though. And it caught me off guard because it was like a whale being cleaned. But the barnacles, it was trying to clean off the barnacles. But the barnacles were coming out of the cleaner.
Huh?
So it was like a whale, and the brushes were brushing the whale,
Yeah.
right? But you think the barnacles would just come off of the whale, right? The barnacles were coming out of this thing. So it was like cleaning this thing by dropping barnacles on it.
Oh,
And
weird.
and I was like, I thought it was real until I realized that the barnacles were coming out of it, and it had to have been AI. And so he gets real quiet. And then he comes back like 10 minutes later and he's like, "Oh, so it was AI." He didn't say too much after that. For a while. It was how did we even get on?
I don't know.
I don't even remember. You said something about people who think AI is real, and then that made me think about this like coworker I had, and that's like all I remember. But anyway, let's keep
Let's
going.
keep going.
The subject is kids. Oh my gosh. Have you ever heard of that movie, baby?
Kids?
Yes.
No.
I'm pretty sure you showed me that movie. We looked up the synopsis at least because that shit was scary. I'm pretty sure Kids is that one movie where the kid has HIV, and he is going around infecting girls unknowingly because he only likes to have sex with girls who were virgins. So he only likes taking girls' virginity, and he was HIV positive.
I do not remember this.
That movie was traumatizing. Yeah, the movie is scary as fuck. So I don't mean that kids. I mean other people's kids. All right, let's do a little slapper's choice. Yeah.
All right. My 39 male daughter, 6 female, said mother's boyfriend, 42 male, hit her. My ex-wife and I have been divorced for about 4 years now. We have 3 kids together, 2 boys, 8 and 10, and 1 girl, 6, and share 50-50 custody. She's been dating the same guy for about 3 years. However, Last year, he apparently cheated on her and they broke up for 5 to 6 months and decided to get back together.
Uh,
He's now partially living at her house with the kids. Partially. Last night, my daughter and I were cuddling for bedtime and she said her belly hurts. I asked her what was wrong and why was it hurting, e.g., do you have to use the potty? She said it's probably because of mommy's boyfriend, to which I immediately perked up and said, why would it be because of him?
yeah.
She said, he hits me in my belly and it hurts when he does? He hits me in my belly and it hurts when he does. Holy shit.
Surely she doesn't mean...
I asked her to show me how he hit her so I can I asked her to show me how he hit her so I can distinguish if it's a punch, a slap, etc. And she open hand slapped me in the stomach.
Oh.
I wanted to know how hard he does it to her, so I told her I was going to do it to her and let me know when it felt the same.
I wouldn't have did that, but okay.
I started soft and gradually got harder and harder. She told me it was the same in what I'd call a firm, solid slap, but not really hard. Meaning it could probably hurt a little, but not really hurt her. Not sure if that makes sense.
But you're also talking to a child whose body mass is a lot smaller than you. So what is like a mass, like a point of pain for her is going to be a lot larger to her than it is to you. So it would make her hurt more. And besides, and if somebody's just like continuously hitting you in the same spot over and over,
Like,
it's
I
going
don't
to
care
hurt.
how hard it is. Why is
he touching
a
you?
man, I wouldn't do that to you. Why would I be okay with any other man doing it to you? You're my
Right.
daughter.
Right. And like I was also thinking your stomach is a really weird place as well. Like I was thinking maybe he pokes her in the tummy because I poke our kids in the tummy a lot. But like open hand slap? What is that?
It's weird.
That is so weird. On your belly? Like, oh, I don't like that.
So I continued the discussion by asking her, what does mommy say about it? And she said, mommy doesn't see it. He only does it when mommy is at tennis? This is where I started getting alarmed. I asked her if she told him it hurts, and she said yes, but he says too bad and go play at my friend's house.
Wow. And then kicks you out the house.
A 6-year-old?
6-year-old. I didn't trust our kids to go next door, let alone to some random person's house. Like, that's crazy.
I called the mom as soon as I dropped the kids off this morning and told her the discussion, but I'm really not sure what else to do, if anything. My daughter is 6 years old, and I know they are good at simultaneously taking things out of proportion while being incredibly honest. My ex and I co-parent really well, and I don't want to ruin that. I'm just looking for advice. When I called and talked to my ex this morning, she said she wasn't aware any of this happened. She sounded somewhat surprised/concerned, but not overly. With that said, I called early and woke her up for the discussion, so she was also just waking up. Okay?
But if somebody told me that my child was saying that she was hurting,
Right.
I would immediately perk up and be like, what? Shut up. Say it again. You know,
Right.
like I would be very unhinged.
Edit 2. Filed a police report. They're going to launch a forensic investigation. I took her to the doctor and they said there didn't appear to be anything wrong with her, but needed to wait for the child services to do any questioning of her. Talked to a lawyer and she advised I get the mother to agree in writing to not letting boyfriend near the children or in her house, supervised by her or otherwise, until I tell her I'm comfortable with it. She does not know everything else happened. My advisor advised I not telling her. My ex agreed. And for those that read I hit my daughter, I didn't. I effectively tapped her and asked her if that was hard or harder. She said harder, so I tapped her slightly harder. She said it was way harder, etc. The most pressure I put on her was a gentle push. I do not use physical punishment on my children, and I was careful not to do it this time either.
All of that was terrible. All of that was absolutely horrifying. Did you know there was an update?
No.
Oh my.
Wait, you said there was an
Oh
update.
yeah, I sure did. I sure did. I
I knew
forgot.
something about this.
Ooh. I'm so dumb. Leave me alone, okay? I'm a little rusty.
Yeah. Update. What to do about my 39 male daughter, 6 female, claiming that my ex-wife's boyfriend hits her. I posted yesterday about looking for advice on how to handle a situation regarding my daughter. I filed a police report and took her to the doctors. They said it will take a few days for CPS to get involved. I talked with a lawyer and she said the only thing a court would do for an emergency situation is to require the boyfriend to stay away from the kids until this gets sorted out. So if my ex agrees, the ex agreed, so now it's a waiting game, I guess. Today, I got this text from her boyfriend. I could have made myself available to field any questions or clear up any wild and or unreasonable accusations from such a creative little mind. Thank you in advance for not talking to me about this so that now we can deal with government employees, DFACs, the police, and who knows what other time-consuming officials that will be involved.
He hit her.
Yeah,
He hit her.
yeah. What a waste of time. So that we may figure out you're being lied to by a 6-year-old. He hit her.
He hit
This
her.
really is not efficient. Not how I would like to utilize my time.
Oh yeah, he
And
hit
it
her.
all could have been avoidable had you taken 3 minutes and just reached out.
And let me manipulate you.
Why didn't you ask me if I hit your child? I would have said no.
Right.
Of
Trust
course
me,
you-
bro.
Trust me, bro.
I didn't do it.
All right.
Just running on vibes over here.
Didn't he cheat on the ex-wife?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
why would we trust you?
Why would we trust you? And then not only that, but like, who's to say at this point that the mom's not getting abused as well?
Even though police reports have been made, lawyers contacted, I wanted to let you know the offer still stands if you want to discuss. Be sure to have a great day. What are your takes on this? My
Passive
ex is
aggressive.
clearly feeding into him, at least I think. Is there anything I could be doing or should be doing? No. You
Going
already
back to
filed a
court.
report, yeah.
Going back to court
File
and
that
getting
with the court. Be
Yeah.
like, hey, he texted me, by the way.
yeah. Like telling the court that he definitely is being suspicious.
He's definitely being hella defensive.
Hella
In
defensive.
a kind of aggressive way. Sounds like the boyfriend is trying to do some damage control. He's only sad he didn't get a chance to manipulate you with his words. Stick to your guns and buy your daughter.
Absolutely.
Right.
I would always trust my daughter first.
Yeah. Why would
Trust-
I not
yeah.
listen to my little 6-year-old child
Yeah.
over a random man who I don't know and who cheated on my daughter's mother?
Right. On my ex.
Like, he doesn't respect her. Why would he care about this little kid?
Right. And also I'd be like, I'd want to talk to the boys. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, what have the boys been seeing? How does he treat the boys? Does he treat the boys good because they're boys? Or is he some sort of like red pill podcaster who just like hates women? You know what I mean? And like,
Is he teaching her boys to beat women?
right, is he teaching your kids to beat women? Like, woo! Ooh, okay. How frustrating. I'm glad we read that in the
In the
middle.
We could end with something nicer.
Yeah. Man, that is fucked up. How could you? And like, you know what's like crazier to me is that like he made himself look worse.
Right.
He made himself look worse. Like, I was willing to give the benefit of the doubt,
I
low key.
wasn't.
Like, I was like, maybe he poked her. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it wasn't as serious as that, but it wasn't until the graphic description, you know what I'm saying? But I was willing to maybe think about it, but I would trust my kid. And, like, kids just straight up tell you the truth like it's nothing. Have you ever, like, if you're a connoisseur of shows and cartoons and you've watched many of them, there's commonly a moment where a child and a main character who's an adult most of the time interact with each other. And it's always like the adult is like in a, I don't know what to do, kid, I don't know, I don't even know why I'm talking to you, kid, you know. And then the kid comes back and says something so real and simple. For example, the one I'm thinking of, it was just like some dude talking about his girl problems, and he's like, I love her, I just don't know what to do. And then the kid's like, why don't you just go fucking marry her, idiot? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always like that moment. Kids will tell you the truth. Kids will tell you the truth like it's nobody's business, and they don't know any better. They think that you're supposed to tell the truth, so they tell the truth. But there are kids out there who do lie. But I don't know. We don't have lying
I
kids.
wouldn't take a chance.
I wouldn't want to take a chance, but
on
also
my kids being hurt.
But also, kids just don't just lie, do they? Like, our kids don't just lie. Our kid tells on themselves.
Yeah, our kids get themselves in trouble more than we catch them ever.
Yes. I guess maybe that's, I don't, what is that? Like, we're just raising kids. What do they call it? Like gentle parenting.
Basically,
We do a lot of gentle parenting, I feel like, because like we don't spank. The kids know to tell on themselves. Like, they apologize, you know, like they have manners mostly. Like, I don't know. I feel like our kids are demon children, but then when they go to other people, people are always like, your kids are so well behaved. Oh my God. What are you doing? Nothing. Literally. But anyway, I'm just all of that to say is just like, kids don't lie unless they feel like they have a reason to. And why should they have a reason to unless they were taught that? We're not teaching our kids to lie. We're not raising liars. I don't know. I'm not a liar. But we're also trying to teach our son how to, like, what's an outside thing to say and what's an inside thing to say.
He doesn't filter the kind of information he tells people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like, it's okay, that's cool, but
word
like,
vomit.
That's maybe for people you know better.
Yeah. Maybe don't say that in
not
public.
Not an old lady at the grocery store.
Yeah. Those are the kinds of things that we're trying to teach our kids, but we're not trying to teach them to lie about something as malicious as, like, an adult hitting a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would she know to lie about that? Like, if it was so creative, which I hated, by the way. He was like a creative little mind. You know, he wanted to call her something a lot meaner than that. And that was so frustrating for me. I was like ready to box right then. I was done. I knew he was guilty as soon as he was like creative little mind. Like,
As soon as he texted anything. Like, what are you doing? Like, if you did want to talk to him, why wouldn't you just call him? Why would you leave a weird, snarky text? You know? You have his number. Why don't you just call him?
Right. You have his number, so why didn't you just...
And be like, whoa, I'm not hurting your kids. Like...
Somebody else in the comment section was like... I know I kind of jumped out of there fast because we were talking, but like... somebody else in the comment section was like, people who are innocent will be like, hey... I know that this is a rough time, right, but like I'm going to comply so we can get through this together, and get to the truth or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm compliant. I can't believe this is happening. You know, some
like,
stuff
I'm
like
sorry,
this.
I didn't think it was a big deal or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, but like not creative little mind, and you're being lied to by a 6-year-old. Like,
thanks for wasting our time. This is inefficient. What?
Lawyers have been contacted. Right. Yes, I hope so. What the fuck? Anyway, but like also whenever it comes to CPS, if you have nothing to hide, you don't need a lawyer.
Right.
Because like we've had to deal with CPS. Like we've told y'all a few times at this point that we've had to deal with them twice. And like both times we couldn't afford a fucking lawyer. We just cooperated. And nothing came of it because we don't abuse our children. You know what I'm saying? They just did their inspection. They left us alone. They sent us a letter. They gave us a call and said, thanks for cooperating. Have a good day. Like, you don't need a lawyer. So that means he had to have done something. If he thinks he has to defend himself, that means that he must have done something, if you ask me. But all right. That was a heavy story, and I know that we kind of rambled for a while, but I like rambling.
And it helps to just
Process.
process how fucked up that was. I hope that kid's okay.
I hope that kid's okay too. And I worry about those boys though, because what is he teaching them? And I worry for the wife, like the mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they're married yet, but like I worry for the mom. Is she being abused too? Because why would she take back a cheater? And now that cheater is accused of hitting your kid?
Right.
By your kid? Let's read a lighter story. Am I the asshole for refusing to call my sister's baby by his full name? I don't know if y'all know, but I have a government name, okay? Everybody calls me Frenny, but my actual real name is 10 letters long, and only my mother calls it. So I'm very interested to know why he's not calling the baby its name. You know what I'm saying? So my 27 male sister, 30 female, recently had a baby, and she and her husband chose a very elaborate name for him. Think something like Maximilian Octavius Peregrine. Not the actual name, but real close in vibe. That's not a vibe at all. That's a horrible. No. But that's crazy. It's a mouthful, and while it's unique, everyone in the family has naturally started calling him Max for
Right.
short. Right. Max.
Maxwell, Maximilian, Maximus. I'm calling you Max. You are Max.
Right. Shoot, Goofy's son's name is Max. You know what I'm saying? And Goofy is the goofiest of them all. You know that boy would call Maximilian Maximilian. You know what I'm saying? But even Goofy says Max. Well, my sister is furious about this. About calling him Max?
How dare you
How
not
many letters?
address him
1, 2,
like a proper
3,
lord?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just like my name is 10 letters. I don't expect people to say my whole damn name, and they don't. They call me Frenny. So my sister is furious about this, and she insists that he should be always addressed by his full name because they carefully curated it. What were we saying about people thinking that their kids are like art or like toys, an accessory, curated like you're an art collector? Anyway, and shortening it is disrespecting their vision. What is this, a bridezilla? Is this a picture?
Open a gallery or something?
Did you, like, what is this? I thought she was joking at first, but she has actually started correcting people mid-conversation. Me. Aw, look at little Max. Her. It's Maximilian Octavius Peregrine. Oh, the whole name? Girl, you better quit talking. I was gonna laugh, but all right, if you want me to call him Maximilian, I'll figure it out. You know, I might Maximilian.
I'm gonna just only be like, bro. What's up, bro? How you doing, bro?
Bro.
You see bro over there?
You see bro over there?
You see my nephew, bro?
This is my nephew, bro.
That's my bro.
That's my little bro right here.
That's my nep bro.
Not my nephew. It's my nep bro.
My nep bro. Like, I'm not calling him a name. This is what he is.
But when he goes to school, at first I tried to humor her, but it's getting exhausting. I told her that while I respect her choice, nicknames are a natural thing, and I don't think it's fair to police how everyone speaks, especially when everyone is defaulting to Max anyway. She told me I was being dismissive and erasing her son's identity. You want us to say his whole government name. Watch, if they have another child, I bet you Maximilian, what was Octavius Peregrine, will quickly become Max.
And that new kid will not have a long name.
Will not have a long name.
It's
not gonna. Now she's making a big deal about how I refuse to honor her son's name, and apparently she's even considering limiting contact between me and my nephew if I can't respect her wishes. My parents think she's overreacting, but some of her friends have sided with her, saying that parents deserve to have their child's name used as intended. I bet you all these people hate trans people too, because that's like a big argument for people to not use preferred names. So am I the asshole for refusing to use my nephew's full name all the time?
Nah.
Nah.
Mm-mm.
But also, like, what if, like, there's some, how many Maximilian Octavius Peregrines are there? That kid's just begging to get his, like, identity stolen. Just begging. Or is it because it's too wild and out there that you can't steal it?
Nah, you could steal it.
Yeah, you could probably steal it, especially because he's a baby and nobody's looking at that shit yet.
You could steal a baby.
Oh, you could. Stop. No, a
They're
steal.
so little.
Still,
First of all,
you
they
monster.
can't really move.
You
And usually they're
monster.
asleep. So all you gotta do
Baby, no.
is distract the parent
No.
or the babysitter or whatever.
Shush. Shush, 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 shush.
Free babies.
Shush, shush.
I'm just saying.
This is a joke.
In Minecraft.
Oh gosh, what the fuck? You talk about is they don't move much. I'm sick of you. He's like the fox in Adventure Time. He was like, I don't know where to find a baby, but
I'm just in these unprecedented times.
I'm gonna
we
go
all
eat
live
a
in.
baby.
I've been thinking more about, like, you could do that. They got a felon in the White House, billionaires running the government. You could just do whatever, right? Do it for good, though.
Stealing
Like,
babies for good.
The bluebonnets are starting to grow. We were talking about them. We were talking about bluebonnets.
Yeah.
And it's illegal to mow bluebonnets.
Oh yeah, it's illegal to.
And
mow
so I was
them,
like,
yeah.
so like anywhere that they like, absolutely anywhere in Texas, if there's bluebonnets growing, they have to just let it run wild.
Yeah. It's like chaotic because there's like these beautiful like fields like of bluebonnets and these pretty yellow weeds. They've got to be weeds, but they're so pretty and yellow with the blue, and it's just so it's probably like chest high. It's probably like chest high.
And I was like,
maybe
you
like
could-
thigh
you could,
high.
You could really fuck
Yeah.
with some big organizations if you somehow got a bunch of bluebonnet seeds and spread them on their immaculate lawns.
I'm pretty like I told Slap. I'm pretty sure it's illegal to do that.
But how would they know?
Right?
How
Like
would they know you dropped a bunch of seeds somewhere?
like
know?
you just be like.
You could just walk. You know,
Yeah,
like
you could
people,
just
like,
walk
shake
by and
shit
just-
out their pants. Just be walking through a field.
What if you just
leaving
start dancing?
trails.
Just start dancing. Just
Yeah,
like
just have a
empty out your
dance party.
pockets while you're dancing.
Have like a
Dancing.
what was it called? Like a flash mob, like they used to do. And they just dance across these rich people's lawns. And but what they're actually doing is throwing bluebonnets down and trampling them into the dirt. So when it's springtime, your lawn's fucked. Enjoy.
The blue bonnets, let the sunshine, let the blue bonnets rise from the ground here in tile. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, Slappa's on his monstrous. Slappa's a monster, y'all. He is crazy. He was talking about stealing babies, about being like planting bluebonnets in rich people's
All right, you can
lawns.
rest, prosecutor. Jeez.
Slappa's too funny. Slappa said though, like he was like, I will. He likes to talk about doing illegal things a lot because he's right. Like times is crazy out there. You know what I mean? Nobody is checking these people. So we're not going to have anything to retire with. They're doing everything and anything to take away our rights. They might try to dissolve our marriage. You know what I'm saying? Our gay friends are out there getting hurt. One of my mutuals, Texas Toasted, got jumped outside his house. And that fucked me up. That scared me like so bad. I felt so scared for him. But he said he alright. So I'm like, I'm alright too then. But like, I was scared. It's scary out here. Maybe we should be doing more crime. I'm just saying, maybe we should.
I'm just saying,
Maybe.
plan ahead. Be smart.
This is for joke purposes.
No, this is real life.
Right.
You should always plan ahead and be smart. You should be ready. And I think most people are just waiting So I say you should wait and be ready.
But that's it for us. Do y'all have any weird stories about kids? I had this other alternative story I was going to read. It was about, like, am I the asshole for telling my brother-in-law to stop picking on my kids or he's not coming on vacation? Can I want to ask y'all in the Discord, join the Discord.
Join the Discord!
Show us your pets, but also answer this question in the live react. No, whenever you that's my
Evil villain.
I do have a white chair.
Mm.
But like in the live react, I want to know, whenever you were a kid, did you like this behavior or did you hate this behavior when somebody would just, like, an adult would come in and he would just, like, start making fun of you and making fun of the things you like, oh, you like SpongeBob, oh, and just start, like, oh, saying the names wrong, just, like, poking at you, trying to get under your skin, calling you, like, instead of
that?
like, if right, like, or if, like, for example, one of the kids' name is Robert in the story, and he called the kid Roberta, and the kid was like, "Bro, are you 12?" Like, but, like, why do people needle children?
Why do adults do that?
Why do they do that? You remember
uncles being like,
yes,
David, and I'm like, okay,
Davida.
All right.
But, like, why did they do that? Why did our grandparents do that to us? Why did our uncles do that to us? And are you going to do it to your nephews and nieces? Are you going to do that? I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And that's what that story was about. But I chose the Maximilian story over that one because I thought it would be funnier. But I just wanted to know if you are a kid out there, or if you were a grown up out there who was a kid, you know what I'm saying, and you had an adult who did this to you. What happened? How old were you? And what was the final straw? I want to know. Or do they still do it now? I want to know. I want to hear from you in the Discord. Join the Discord. Show us your pets. All right. I will be posting that story maybe on Friday, right before we post this. I hope y'all have a good day. It's Aries season. My birthday is literally in 15 days, and we already have plans to go to, like, a karaoke room. I'm excited. We're already making plans. We're already sending out invitations. So if you're in Dallas and you love me and you want to celebrate with me, ask me on the Discord about it. If you want to come and you're in Dallas, I would love to see you. Anyway, if you don't have anything else, I hope y'all have a really good rest of your day, a really good rest of your weekend, whenever you get to see this. I hope whatever day it is a great one. And I will catch y'all later, as always.
Bye.
Love you guys. Mwah.